you guys like using the Funyarinpa emote, right? Yeah, but did you know? Did you know? We also have a Funyarinpa t-shirt. That is pinned to the stream. There is a print with the Zeroscape artwork that I got done, but there is a Funyarinpa t-shirt. So now you too can scold people who don't know about our Lord and Savior, the Funyarinpa. Okay. Oh, I didn't even close the game. I'll just do that. Hold on. Hey, this is gonna make editing for the YouTube version so much easier. Hi, YouTube. Okay, so we had just gotten out of the lower class cabins, and there was a mummy on the Titanic, allegedly. So that's kind of where we're picking up from. So we're in the B deck hallway. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway.
Oh, another hallway.
Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it!
They took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
Nearby was a pair of elevators.
Elevators. And the buttons? Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice. Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
All right, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. He entered, slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious? The exit? I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know. Still.
As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
But... okay.
No good.
I guess that wasn't very constructive. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy.
Anyway, let's take a look.
Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did...
Hey!
What's that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
Before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him.
Let me see that.
She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself.
I knew it. See? Look.
Yes, yes, hold your horses.
What did you figure
Junpei
out?
did as he was told. Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
See? We came in here. Now if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
With her finger, Lotus traced a path on the map.
How about that? She's right. We can get out through there.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Satisfied that she had been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay.
Ka-chong, ka-chong, ka-chong. I love the sound effects. Alright, let's see then. Don't die. I'll do my best. Tell you what, buy a shirt and I won't die in this room. That's fair, right? Right, alright, so, what do we want? Those 9 plates look pretty expensive. They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say this one. We have to get the goat himself. No? What the hell? Fine. But Link owes me one. Well, excuse me, princess. 1, 2, 3. There's 10 of them. If you flip these over, they look like hats. The middle is super deep for a plate. They're soup plates. They're made that way so that the soup doesn't spill. If we ever get out of here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out. What makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that? A voucher. It says... Appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. I think there were 15 of these plates. I'm assuming they're for seafood. How the hell can you tell that? They look just like any other plate from the 99-cent store. If you ever take a lady out to dinner, you're going to embarrass yourself. I feel sorry for June. Why the hell are you bringing up June? The lady doth protest too much, methinks. You're not terribly subtle. So hold on. 15 plates, and what did this voucher say? Seafood dish F. So, for those who might be new, and joining for the first time, there it is. This video game is why we use the number 15 instead of the letter F for failure. There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on this plate. Those plates are for serving meat. You really are ignorant, aren't you? Come on, it's not like I need to know this crap. Jeez. Wow. This pot looks like it's made out of silver. I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy. Spending a day off with June. Drinking tea. Could such a day ever happen for me? Junpei? Nothing. Yeah, we don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on. A whetstone. A whetstone? What are you planning to do with that? Nah, shit. Don't tell me you're gonna try and smash open the card reader. Are you an idiot? If you do that, we'll never get out of here. Oh. Yeah, I guess that would be bad, huh? This whetstone's only gonna be useful if we need to sharpen something. Like Santa's brain. A sink. It's still got water in it. There are a couple of plates in there, but I don't think they're gonna help us much. A trash can. There's nothing inside of it. Well, better than being full of rotten food, I suppose. Oh, a countertop. Yeah, there's a rolling pin and a colander here. Nothing useful. No Pokeball! Boo! It's only a partition. There's nothing else worth noting here. Bless you, Meg. All we've got here is a pot and a frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we could use those... I guess we could use some of those as weapons. Oh, what kind of an idiot are you? You're gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead? Hey man, it was just a joke. Why so serious? Jesus, product of its time indeed, hey? Some bottles of seasoning in here. Okay. This is the display area above the buttons. It looks like you can enter numbers into this thing. Is it an oven timer? It's probably for entering a passcode. After all, the oven door is locked. My guess is that it'll open if we put in the correct code. I wonder what this drawer is. You see the metal grate on top of the grill? They make it like that so the fat and juices can drip off of the meat while it cooks. Interesting. Alright, it's going. Do you think this was all part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kinda hard to believe there's a chef on board somewhere. Yeah, Right then. Well, I don't think we're gonna get through to all of this with just a whetstone. So... where to? It's a lot of notes. They've got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like a code or anything. It's a bolt. And it's really rusty. Will this even open? We won't know till we try. Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's see if you're gonna come out. Damn. No dice. So...
Well, excuse me, princess.
well, that took long enough. Link decided to wake the frick up, did he? Huh. Oh, hey, a knife.
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
It's a good thing we found a whetstone then, isn't it? The knife seemed important, Junpei thought, but it wasn't going to be much use the way it was.
It's futile.
Resistance?
Futile?
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about futility.
June, are you okay?
Huh?
She wasn't making much sense. Junpei tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
At last, she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
No, I have not. Please, do indulge us.
No, I haven't. What is it?
In 1892, 14 years before the Titanic sank, a novel was published. It was called Futility. It was written by an American novelist named Morgan Robertson. The story was about a big cruise ship colliding with an iceberg and sinking. Of course, if that was the only similarity, there wouldn't be any reason to mention it. It wasn't, though.
It wasn't, though.
The name of the ship, its nationality, course, departure time, size, displacement, maximum speed, number of passengers and crew, the number of lifeboats.
So did they base the ship off the book?
Even the location of the accident itself, and the cause, and the location of the damage.
Okay, that's a bit much.
Everything matches the Titanic almost exactly. It was almost as if he'd seen the whole thing happen. But this book was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. But that's not all. It wasn't just futility that predicted the sinking of the Titanic. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead. Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892.
Okay.
Stead wrote two stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, two ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
Right, I knew you'd say that.
So...
But what if Stead had some sort of special powers? To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
What? Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull.
My boy Junpei, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
Oh.
Okay.
What are you smoking?
And where do I get some?
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic. He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
So hold on. He wrote down what he saw on this ship 20 years in the past and then got on that same ship. Or did William Thomas here possess somebody who actually was on the ship in the future? Junpei decided it was probably best to say nothing. What June was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he'd go mad. Junpei smiled uncomfortably.
Well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But...
Her voice trailed off and she glanced at the floor, troubled.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Junpei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. So if we combine it with the whetstone, the blade of the knife is getting sharper by the second. I should be able to cut something pretty good with this. Hey! Stabby stabby! Hey, there's something behind the cheese. You're right. Why don't we move some of the cheese? Alright, guys, time to move it. June and I need to look behind you. There's a green bottle back there. A bottle of oil. Oh, for the bolt that's stuck. Okay. Oh look, cooking oil. You could probably use this to make something slippery. This is Gouda cheese. The most famous Dutch cheese. If you don't cut open the casing, it usually won't go bad. So you can store it at room temperature for quite a while. So, we can eat this? Most likely. I'm not hungry. At all. Is this game why you eat Gouda? No, Gouda is just Gouda good cheese. It is just a great cheese. I like brie. Goat's cheese is, like, fantastic. I just like cheese, okay? My whole personality does not boil down to this game. I think. I guess it's hard to get hungry in a situation like this. There's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Maybe we shouldn't open it up. I don't think it'd be a pretty sight. Okay. This bolt is rusted in place. It won't budge. Of course! Maybe if I put some oil on it. Hey! Just a little bit of oil and... Come on! Come on, you little son of a bitch! Whoa! Yes! Got you, you little bastard! You did it, Junpei. You're so smart. I am so smart. SM or T. I mean SMA or T. Did he? Oh, shit. Too soon, Meg. Too soon. As Junpei walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
Oh, it's cold in here. What is this place?
Are you blind? It's a freezer.
Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Hardly surprising. The freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was in an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me.
Yeah, well, maybe if you were wearing more than a... I don't know. Satin sheet? I don't know what the fuck you're wearing.
I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you.
Bandana, yeah. And with that, she ran out of the room. As Lotus left, June came in.
Oh, whoa. It's really cold in here.
White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now.
Plus, we have more conversations about futility to have.
But
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth.
Huh?
When the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around, to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Junpei rushed to the door.
no! Why did it suddenly close?
Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob.
Ah!
It was cold beyond cold. Merely touching it was painful.
The knob's frozen!
But why?
They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured.
It looks like the pipe next to it broke, and...
Water released by the rupture had hit the door and frozen instantly. Santa shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
She wasted no time in responding.
What do you want? What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. If you say so. Hold on.
You sissies and your cold. Says the woman, you know, who stormed out of stormed out of the freezer because she's wearing little more than a bandana. Soon they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. Then the grunting ceased, and they could hear light panting as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
Oh.
God damn it.
Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and was shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out. If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Two heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay?
Right.
They pushed in close to one another and began to search. This thing's frozen solid. This pork? Yeah, it seems like it. What's this thing? It looked like a tag or something. Junpei, is there a slip of paper in that meat? I think there's something written on here, but I can't read it like this. At least Santa has a scarf. It is doing wonders for him, I am sure. If we try and pull it out, it'll probably rip. You need to defrost that. Don't think we're going to be doing that in this room. Everything's frozen in here. It doesn't look like there's anything else interesting. Dry ice? Dry ice? Can't you make stuff that causes an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? Explode? Yeah, didn't you do that in school? You should never underestimate the power of expanding gas. Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeve so as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees. Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
Junpei looked at her, dumbfounded.
Oh, how do you know that?
Despite my looks, I am the the queen of random knowledge.
Nerd!
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off. Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yes, that's right.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around, Junpei told himself.
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Santa was now shivering at an astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei did seem rather odd.
It is kind of weird.
June answered.
But it can turn into a liquid. Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure. But at 1 atmosphere, normal air pressure...
It won't turn into a liquid, right?
That's right. Instead of melting, it'll do what's called sublimating and change immediately from a solid state to a gaseous one.
See, that is weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees. So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
June replied with an answer that stunned the both of them.
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
Huh?
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees?
You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Water that freezes at 96 degrees? Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees? Junpei was cold as hell, but this was too interesting to ignore. He did his best to warm up by rubbing his hands, rubbing his arms, and stamping his feet, and then put the question to June.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify. So, you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O.
Are you thinking of Takeshi 69?
Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right?
Oh, Ice 9 kills. Oh, okay.
But depending on the structure of the crystallization, oh, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yup.
She wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin? For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it. They did all sorts of things to it. But whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. Scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds. Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance. With a seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed. And it didn't end there.
Oh.
After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is. All glycerin crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize.
That's weird.
But once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like... how do I put it? It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating. Communicating in some way that we can't sense. And now it's happening everywhere.
Junpei was honestly impressed. It was, in fact, a pretty interesting story.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But, what does that have to do with Ice 9?
To his surprise, it was Santa, and not June, who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees? Man.
It'd be the end of the world.
Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with the proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
He was right. Junpei shivered.
Alright guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kinda at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. So seriously, I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland.
Neither did he. That was Lapland. Well,
Freaking hate the cold.
Depends on your interpretation or which story you go by, but...
So let's get cracking, alright? We gotta find a way out of here.
Santa stomped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Selfish, isn't he?
Still, Santa was right, and it was high time they got back to their search.
Ice 9 is interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. Okay. So... Water bottle. A water bottle? Yes, it is. It's a rope. Well, we could use it to attach something to something else, I suppose. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me try that again. No, wait. What the hell am I missing? Is there something else in that fridge before we got? Frozen chicken. It's really hard. It's really hard. It's frozen stiff. Hey, June? Can you say that again? Huh? Say it again. It's really hard. Again. It's really hard. Thanks. Something wrong, Junpei? Your face is bright red. Nothing. I'm fine. If it's that hard, you can probably use it as a hammer. Yeah, good point. Maybe we can use it to break something. Alright, the dry ice is in pieces now. Okay. Then... what about... put the dry ice into the bottle. I'm gonna put these pieces of dry ice into the water bottle. So you put the pieces of dry ice into the water bottle, Junpei? If it explodes, it could probably blast away the ice on the door. So, how are we going to get it to stay against the doorknob? Well. And let's just tie a rope on here. Warm water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice, and make sure the lid's closed. Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob. Alright, that's set. So, what do we do now?
We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
A small rock. Huh. A small rock.
Junpei looked down at the floor. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the larger chunk he'd crushed earlier.
Alright, this ought to do the trick.
He pulled his sleeve down over his hand to keep from getting burned, and grabbed the chunk of dry ice.
Ah, some dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
I mean, we could have just thrown the chicken at it again, I guess, but whatever. It was a pretty good size. About as big as a pool ball.
Alright, guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Both Santa and June looked at him with new concern.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
Oh, I don't know, the bunker thing that we just opened?
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door to the small cellar.
Come on, get inside, quick!
Santa and June nodded and jumped down, into the hole. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide, even through his sleeve. He tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw.
Alright, here I go. 3, 4, 5.
You're counting the wrong way.
Oh, oops.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. Alright, for real this time. You guys ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
Alright, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked down into the cellar with Santa and June, just as... Junpei leapt up out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy! The ice on the door! Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone!
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes! Alright, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed, with all his might. The door gave way easily, and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor.
Move!
Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck!
Yes, Santa, fire hot! He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage.
Well, you did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen? Hey, where's Lotus?
It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Oh, welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off of the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward her.
What were you doing?
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die!
Oh, yeah? But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
What the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Oh, don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door. But I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
It was true that there wasn't much she could have done. But something about her tone. Junpei grit his teeth.
Fine. But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure.
If she'd really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside. But she didn't.
Yeah. She could have just thrown the bolt back on, honestly.
Well, she didn't do anything. She's only lazy, or negligent at least, not an attempted murderer.
I don't know, there's something about that line, it tickles me every time. Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Oh, yes, well that's all right. As long as you understand.
Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back toward Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two.
Why the number 2?
Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
Santa, aside from the handfuls on display, where are you seeing a pick of fat on this woman? And they are just handfuls. Like, I think Alice is bigger, but people always draw Lotus like she's, you know, breasting boobily. How
rude! I was plenty busy.
YouTube thought Lotus was bigger than... Yeah, I never did get around to telling that story, did I? So, back in 2020, during the pandemic, when I played this game, for like the second time on stream, there's a certain scene coming up that has a very it's a close up of Lotus sitting at a computer. That's about as much as I can say without spoiling context. And I thought it was a cool image to use for the thumbnail of the YouTube version, right? The YouTube cut down and edit and whatever. And YouTube was just like, nope. No, that cleavage is too much for our wholesome Christian website. So much so that the only way I could get the image to stay, and actually, hold on. So I appealed it, right? Because other people had used the same image as their thumbnail. Videos that had been up for years since the DS version of the game. And I was like, okay, well, hold on. You know, there's nothing going on here. Yes, breasts are in the thumbnail, but they are covered up. There's nothing sexual. They are not being ogled or, you know, there's nothing in the image to sexualize said breasts. And YouTube were like, yeah, actually, you're right. We'll, we won't screw with your thumbnail anymore. We won't censor your upload. An hour later, whatever bot moderation they had in place immediately put the censor and adults, content for adults flag back on the video because of the thumbnail. So I had to take the thumbnail down and put it back up with a big red censored by YouTube like panel over her boobs. Like, was like ridiculous. Like ridiculous carry on. But Lotus is just too strong. Lotus's handfuls there are just they're too powerful for YouTube to handle, it would seem. Why did I deserve it? Why did I deserve it and not like the 40 or 50 other content creators who use the exact same image? Any problems with the other character? Alice? No, none. But then again, Alice does have like a giant like gold plate hanging over the front of her chest, so there's no cleavage. There's just underboob, which is apparently fine for YouTube. Cleavage, no. Underboob, yes. The giant ring, yeah. YouTube. Such a hypocrite. I wonder if I still have the thumbnail around that I could put it into this YouTube edit for context. I wonder if I still have it somewhere. Oh. Anyway.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
Alright, right, there's a grill we need to visit with this lump of pork. Guess I'll put this meat on the grill. Hey, what are you doing? What are you going to do if the paper burns? Oh, come on, it'll be fine. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? We just gotta keep an eye on it, and the paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork. Cool. Looks like it's about time. I'm gonna try taking the paper out. Junpei, be careful. Sweet of her to care, but I know what I'm— Ow! See? I told you. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. It's not coming out. This thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out. So, are we going to have to cut the meat? Yeah, looks that way. Alright, I'm gonna use this knife I sharpened. Yes, I cut the pork. Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out the paper. C plus 10 plus F. So F is 15 plus 10 is 25. C is— oh god, what is C in hexadecimal? E is 11. E, A, B, C, D. E would be 11. No, E would be 14. Oh, I have to count backwards and do alphabet backwards? Fuck. 15, so F, E, D, C, so... Wait, that doesn't track. So 14, 13, 12, 11, okay. Damn it, they're just screwing around. Junpei, do you know what C and F stands for? You think maybe it means corporate finance? I thought it was clever and funny. No. This voucher doesn't match the number of plates on the table. It says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F on the voucher. And the plates on the table are 9 appetizer, 16 meat, 10 soup, 15 seafood. Maybe they're using hexadecimal here. And hexadecimal is... It's a number system that goes 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. 13. Oh, C is 12, so 10 plus 10. 12 plus 10 plus 15, so 25... 37. You're familiar with base 10, right? And that's the normal system of numbers. But the base 10 equivalents for hexadecimal numbers would go like this. A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12, D is 13, E is 14, and F is 15. F is 15. And 10 equals 16. The 10 becomes 16 in base 10. I know it sounds strange, but you can think of it as just 6 letters added on to the normal number system after 9. A equals 10, B is 11, C is 12. Okay. And, oh no, C plus 10. Okay, so the 10 is 16. So it's 12 plus 16 plus 15. That's a different math. Cheeky video game. Almost had me. Almost had me. Cheeky video game. So we're looking at 12 plus 16 plus 15, which is 43. Not quite Life, the Universe, and everything. I think we're one off for that, but it is what it is. I think I get it. This is probably what you're supposed to use to enter the password. Maybe if we put in the right number, it'll open the oven door. Junpei, maybe the note you found earlier? Yeah, I know. Do you know how to enter those numbers? I think E is for enter and C is for clearing. So basically, when I'm ready to submit my answer, I press E. So if I screw up, I just press C, right? Lotus nodded. Alright, let's give it a shot. So... 43. Ah, sounds like metal is falling. Well, I guess that went well. Yeah! The door opened! Good job, Junpei! Saturn keycard. This looks like a lowercase h, but the line through it is throwing me off. This is the symbol for Saturn. Remember, there was an elevator next to the main staircase. Wasn't there a mark like this on the card reader next to it? Oh yeah, I remember that. I guess that means that card ain't gonna help us get out of this room then. I'm not sure. Why don't we try it out? Fair enough. Yes! I think it's unlocked now. You did it, Junpei! Let's get out of here. Yes! Let's go! You found it. Yeah!
I think we've been here before.
A metal grate stretched from wall to wall. Beyond it were 2 elevators and the entrance to the kitchen.
the elevators are over there, so that means...
We went into the kitchen through that door and came out on this side.
That means the map was right.
Looks like.
Then let's use it to plan our next move.
Next move?
Yeah, we need to decide where to go from here, don't we?
He's right. Let's get started.
From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes. Let's just keep it simple and call them A, B, C, and D. First, A and B.
I mean, they go to the same place by the look of that map, but sure.
They both seem to connect to a room that looks L-shaped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were 2 doors. But they were both locked. We couldn't open them.
Now, Route C. This goes all the way to the main staircase.
That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors.
Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
No, I don't think we will.
Why not?
Look, there by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When we went into the kitchen, it was closed. But it's open now. What do you think that means?
They opened it.
Most likely.
And if we take Route C, we're going backwards.
That would be pointless.
Then that means...
All 4 looked at the map. They all looked at the staircase, its lazy curve leading down, deeper into the ship.
Route D, then.
D it is.
Yup, Route D.
Route D.
Then we're set.
Oh, Meg's causing chaos! They jog down the stairs until they reach the C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
Let's check the next deck just to be sure.
Yeah, just like I thought. D-deck is totally underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The water gazed back at them, its smooth surface like a great mirror.
At least the water level hasn't really changed.
Small comfort.
May as well head back to C deck.
What else is here?
There are 2 elevators over there at the top of the stairs. Just like the floor above.
Hold on. These are kind of different. See? There's a card reader on the side.
Another strange mark.
Oh, it's the lotus symbol.
Hey, look! It's Lotus's symbol.
Huh?
See? It's the woman symbol with horns on it. That seems like...
Ow!
Ouch, 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 ouch!
Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat.
What was that about the mark again?
Nothing.
Such violence. Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol. The horns symbolize the wings on Hermes' staff.
Hermes, herpes, whatever.
No, those are very different.
If we can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
In other words, we need a key card with the Mercury symbol on it.
A Maruki symbol? Hmm.
Probably.
I guess we can't get on then. Let's just disregard the elevators for now.
How about this hallway on the left?
Whoa, there's so many doors.
They weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging.
Damn it. If we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
I think the sun already set.
I have a feeling this ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
That's even worse.
Well, we can come back to this hallway later. Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we?
Time to head back to the stairs.
To their right was a small hallway.
And now the right hallway.
Quickly, they headed into it. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. The hallway led toward the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them.
All right, let's start with this one.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
It isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found an unlocked door, he threw it open.